your Sunday night. This is actually one of the longest running classes here with eXp University. Every single Sunday night, same time, same place. We always try and bring one brand new university instructor throughout the month. We have some repeats, but usually when you come in, it's going to be a different instructor coming in for each given month. So definitely add it to your calendars every single Sunday night. These are not recorded. These are not streamed. So just so you know, you do have to attend these live sessions. So just a couple quick housekeeping items. I know we have some eXp World newbies here in the campus. Just make sure that you please have your microphones on mute through Jerome's class. I know he'll do a Q&A session at the end of the class where you can open up your mics then, but if you have a question during the class, you're welcome to definitely drop those in the chat. So the chat box to your left-hand corner of the screen, that's where you can ask the question. You're welcome to chat those there. I know that Jerome likes to keep the engagement. We'll ask questions, type your answer there in the chat. And you should also be able to see the presentation tool in this middle screen here. And if you don't see it, you can click the refresh wheel in the top right-hand corner of the slide. So if you're looking at the stage here, it should show actually we've got our disclosure that I'm going to run through here. If you don't see that, hit the refresh wheel. You can also expand the slide as well. If you want to make the presentation full screen, at the top of your screen here, there is a screen zoom button, and that will basically enlarge the screen. Last piece on housekeeping is audio. If you're ever having an audio issue, the first thing that you want to do is reset the audio on your end. You can do it manually. If you have a headset, that's the first thing I do, unplug, reset. If you have no headset, just click the settings icon in the top right-hand corner of the world screen. There should be a reinitialize voice button. 9 times out of 10, that will fix your audio. If trouble still persists after you do the reset, just leave World, X out of it, log back in, and that should reset the audio for you. Real quick, let me run through our income disclosure. We do these at the beginning of all of our classes now. So real quick, any figures mentioned are not a guarantee, representation, or projection of earnings or profits you can or should expect in eXp. They also do not include expenses incurred by agents in operating their businesses. eXp Realty makes no guarantee of financial success. Success at eXp results only from successful sales efforts, which requires hard work, diligence, skill, persistence, competence, and leadership. Your success will depend upon how well you exercise these qualities. You can visit exprealty.com/income for average agent earnings. And then we have a link here. I can drop it in the chat if y'all need it. But thanks for listening in. Jerome, if you're feeling ready, I can pass the mic to you, my friend.
I'm feeling ready. I'm ready. Can you hear me?
Awesome. We got you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate you. Welcome, everybody. My name is Jerome Lewis. I'm one of the instructors for eXp University, right? So I host the social media mastermind, and you're going to hear me talk about the social media mastermind, right? I run that class pretty often, and I do like a presentation. I do a structure on that class like every week, right? So you got to bear with me. I'm used to a certain thing, right? So I usually start my classes off, welcome to the social media mastermind, right? So I'm going to do the same thing here. This is real estate 101, but I want to keep that flow, right? And I also want to tell you a little bit about the social media mastermind so you can come nearer and get more value, right? My intent tonight is to give you as much value as possible. We have a lot to go through. Sometimes people give me feedback that I talk a little bit too fast, but here, my intent is to deliver you as much value as possible in the short time that we have here. So welcome to Real Estate 101, and I just want to tell you a little bit about the Social Media Mastermind. We have that class every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right? So we have it in the eXp World Productivity Center. And before we proceed, I need you to be paying attention to the chat, and I need you to let me know that you can see my slides, right? Please type yes. I like to encourage engagement and interaction. So I need to make sure you're all with me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So welcome. My name is Jerome Lewis. I am your host for tonight, right? For Real Estate 101. I'm from the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I like to call myself a silly but serious millennial. I am also pretty good with technology, and believe it or not, I'm an introvert, right? So I know we have introverts in the crowd, and I know some people can identify with that. Just want to throw that out there. Next, I'm an international speaker, and I want to tell you, so I just told you about my personality, right? I also want to tell you about we talk about DISC here a lot in EXP. It's a behavioral assessment, right? It tells how you interact in business. Just so you know how I am and the kind of content, the delivery I'm going to give you. I am a high D, high C, right? High D stands for dominance, decisions, decisiveness, right? High C stands for the C stands for compliance, right? So that means I'm very result oriented and I am very detailed, right? Anybody here know their DISC assessment? Can you type it in? I would like to see some people's different personal assessments, right? Combine the two, the D and the C, you get an implementer, right? So I'm really good at implementation. I'm going to be good at helping you implement as well, right? Next, I run a marketing agency, and if you want to learn more about me personally, you can visit JeromeLewis.com. So, the latest exciting news, the latest exciting achievement is I published a book, and over the past week, it's become a bestseller, right? So, I'm going to share how you can get access to that in a little bit, but I have a book, purchased the book, and the name of the book is remarketing, right? And the whole basis of it is remarketing, retargeting, real estate marketing, right? This class that these things that you're about to learn about today, I kind of the book is based on these concepts, these principles, right? So next, I showed you before, I'm an instructor for EXP University, and thanks to Alex and all of the staff, I won EXP Instructor of the Year. So I like to show that off a little bit, right? Now, next, this is our social media mastermind schedule. So if you ever want to come through and learn to implement and employ social media into your business, come to the class. This is the way the structure works, right? You learn about these different things here. All right, so now we're about to get a little bit into the presentation, right? I'm going to tell you that how you can get the most value out of my presentations, right? So this is how you get the most out of my presentations, right? Take screenshots. Number one, take as many screenshots as you can. There's a screenshot button on your keyboard. If you don't know how to figure that out, use your phone and take pictures of the screen. Next, what you're going to see throughout my presentation, let me pull up my highlighter. Throughout my presentation, you will see these little icons. They are emoji. Anytime you see that link icon, that means I'm going to give you an opportunity to collect the slides at the end. And when you collect the slides and you're going through them yourself, these links are resources for you to click on, right? Next, I like to encourage engagement and interaction, right? So I like to bring up this quote so you can understand the importance of being engaged and being involved, so you can learn, right? Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. It's a quote by Benjamin Franklin. So the whole point there is I want to emphasize, make sure you're engaged and make sure you're being involved. That's the best way you learn. Next, I have a YouTube channel. I'll share a link to that. And we also have a Facebook group. I'll share links to those as well. So I'm gonna pop these in. And if you have any questions outside of today, you need questions answered, you just pop in that Facebook group and me or someone else will take care of your questions, right? Next. All right, so this is the book. The name of the book is Real Estate Marketing, right? Tonight's presentation is going to be about remarketing and retargeting. And I'm going to drop a link. You should be able to get this for free on Amazon. If it's not free, it's 99 cents. So I changed the price to 99 cents for the sake of the presentation tonight, right? So get it tonight if get it tonight, because it will be going back up. But I'm dropping a link to that in the chat so you can have access to that. That's the book that's so bestseller. I'm waiting to redesign it so we can put that label on there, right? And the way we hit that is through marketing, which you're going to learn about today. So all right, next, really quickly, some social media stats that I like to share for people, right? You want to take a screenshot of this. I'm not going to read them all out because we got a lot to go through today, but I will read the next social media stat, right? Because this is the importance. I want you to understand the importance of social media. Social media is the top lead generation tool for realtors, right? So understand that social media is important to your business. You want to have more business. Social media is one of the ways that you can do that. All right, now next, you will hear me talk about video marketing a lot from time to time. And the reason why I talk about it is because it also will help level up your business. It will help separate you, right? So these are more stats, and these stats are around video marketing, right? The next slide is very specific to our industry, real estate professionals, right? Real estate agents, right? 85% of buyers and sellers prefer video, but Less than 40% of agents use video. And this is information is pulled directly from National Association of Realtors, right? Let me lean on the crowd. Who here uses video in their business? Type yes in the chat. I need at least 50% engagement in order to proceed. I want to see how many people are using video. Who's not using video? I think some people are storytelling because these numbers are not, it's not adding up. No, no, me. Okay. All right, perfect, perfect. I appreciate the honest people, right? And again, this is our social media mastermind. That's what our class is. You get to see this is how our structure works, right? So just last week we did Facebook marketing, and we did a mini workshop, and I demonstrated how to make a Facebook ad from start to finish, right? Took you through the whole process, right? So you can do everything that you need to know about creating a Facebook ad. We did it in about 30 minutes. So if you could, had 30 minutes, you learned how to create a Facebook ad. Now, time to get into the presentation, right? So, in order to proceed, I need to lean on the audience, right? So, please type yes in the chat if you're ready to proceed. I need at least 50% engagement.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Really appreciate all of you, right? So, to get started, right, I want to lay down some foundations. I want to lay down some fundamentals, right? And the first thing that we're going to talk about is what is marketing, right? So, what is marketing? And in order to talk about what marketing is, we're going to talk about, here we go. So, we're going to define, right? Marketing and advertising. Marketing is the process, activity of getting prospects interested in your company, product, or service, right? So, one of the things that I want to focus on and emphasize here on this particular site is that marketing is a process, right? It's a process or activity, right? It's not something that you do one time. You're going to constantly be marketing, right? Advertising, drawing attention to a product service in a public medium in order to promote sales or attendance, right? So these are processes, and this is not something that you do one time, right? The basis of tonight's presentation is we call it remarketing. So it's mean we're going to be doing this over and over and over again, right? As long as we're in business, we're going to have to be marketing, right? And the basis is we want to the basis is remarketing, retargeting, right? We're going to be doing this several times, right? Now, so to understand marketing, I call this the simplified approach to marketing. There are generally three phases of marketing, and a lot of times when we're doing marketing, we're focused on one aspect, right? We're focused on the lead generation aspect. So I'm going to go through the three phases of marketing, and I want to talk about and break this down so you can understand it, right? So I call this the least confusing way to think about lead generation and marketing, right? The three phases are lead generation, lead conversion, and retention and referrals, right? And today, like we all know lead generation, right, as real estate professionals, but where we really drop the ball is the second phase, which is lead conversion. We don't work on that follow up, right? So remarketing and retargeting is important to the second phase, right? It's important to lead conversion, and we're going to talk about that today. All right, before we go there, what is a lead and what should you qualify as a lead? So first and foremost, before we talk about a lead, we're going to talk about what a lead is not. So every conversation that you have is not a lead. People on a list somewhere that you are not using is not a lead until they show interest, right? So understand that. Now that so we established what a lead is not, we're going to talk about what a lead is. So what is a lead? A lead, there are two important aspects of a lead. And a lead is a prospective customer or client who has shown interest, right? So we emphasize shown interest, right? A prospect or customer who have shown interest in buying your product or your service, right? A lead, another way to qualify a lead is you've collected their information, right? You need to collect their information so you can follow up with that person in the future. Next, remember and understand that leads aren't some foreign business and marketing thing. It's not some concept. Understand that leads are people, right? Leads are people. The better we can understand and provide value to these people, the better our results. All right, now lead generation. What is lead generation? Lead generation is ongoing, right? Here we go again. We're saying the same thing that we said about marketing. Lead generation is an ongoing process or activity that brings interested prospects into your business slash funnel process, right? It's a process and activity. So marketing is constant. Lead generation is constant. You have to continuously do this, right? You continuously do it with manual effort, or you put some kind of system in place. And we're going to talk about how you can use a system, specifically social media, a little bit today. After you have established a clear offer, service, or product, that's where your marketing and your lead generation starts. All right. Now, there are different ways to make your marketing and lead generation ongoing. And most of us know about the time and effort method, right? That's when we go to social media, we post stuff, we're doing dances, we're doing TikToks, and we're trying to capture people's attention and let them know that we're in real estate. Hey, come do business with us. That's the time and effort method, right? The next method is budget and systems. Budget and systems is when you apply a budget and you apply a system to your marketing or your lead generation process, and it runs automatically for you, right? And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today in detail. Ideally, what you want to do is you want to have a combination of each, and we call that the hybrid, right? So let me lean on the audience. Are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat for me, please. Perfect, perfect. Thank you so much. All right, so today we're going to go into Facebook specifically when we're talking about remarketing and retargeting. And the reason why we're going to do that is because Facebook is the most popular, it's the most well known, and it's the easiest platform to learn in terms of marketing, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we go there, we're going to talk about what is Facebook. It's a social media platform. They have 2.5 billion monthly users. They own Instagram. So a lot of times people ask me about Instagram, and I'm like, look, just use Facebook because you can easily pop it over to Instagram with a simple checkbox, right? Next, I want you to think about Facebook as not just social media, but I want you to think about it as a marketing and advertising platform. So a lot of times people give resistance and say, I don't want to be on social media. I don't want to be there because I don't like it. Well, as a business owner, it's not about what we like. It's about what our customers or prospects like and how we can serve them, right? So can keep that in mind. Think about it as a marketing and advertising platform. Now, I already talked about this, but why Facebook? Why Meta? They recently changed their name, right? It's the largest, most popular social media platform. It's the easiest. It's easy to compete. So I always bring up like video marketing, right? When you really go out there and you use video marketing the correct way, it makes it easier for you to compete and you can get more business from the big companies, right? Next, Facebook has interest targeting, right? Where you can target people by their interests. You can target people by their affinities. You can target by people by different interests around the industry. Furthermore, they have groups, right? So a lot of times people are like, oh, I serve everybody. And the cool thing about Facebook is they have groups, right? If you can specify who it is that you're trying to target, you're going to target a specific avatar. You can go out and you can join these specific groups. So as an example, I always bring up, I have a co-host, Beth Ellen. She helps me teach the social media mastermind, and along in addition to her content creation mastermind, and she has a tribe of yoga peeps, right? And she likes to target yoga peeps as one of her targets. She also has a dog owners as one of her targets, right? So what you can do on Facebook is you can go and you can join several of these groups and you can start to target that audience by joining those groups. Other platforms don't have these groups around people that have similar interests, right? So that's one of the benefits of using Facebook, right? And then that group method is essentially free, and you can also start your own groups, right? So last week, I attend a lot. I attend Real Estate 101. I attend several classes, several trainings that we have here because I'm always willing to learn, right? So sometimes, right, what I see in the industry, people come to one or two classes and then they say it's not working. You always got to be working on training and getting what you need to get, right? So I attend several classes. And the reason why I bring that up is because I was attending the Digital Marketing Mastermind, and there was a gentleman in there, I believe, that he started a Facebook group, and his group is growing so fast. And his group wasn't even about real estate; it was about, I believe, dogs or something, some kind of niche. And he grew that group really well, and it's attracting him business. So understand that you can do the same thing. Go out, create your own group, go out and join a bunch of groups, etc., etc. Right now, Facebook is forgivable with video marketing, right? So I like to compare it to YouTube, and I love YouTube. But when you go over to YouTube and you're doing video marketing, you're competing with a lot of people there, right? And you got to really stand out on your video marketing. Well, with Facebook, you don't have to do that. The quality, the production level and the quality level expected on Facebook is not the same as YouTube, right? So it's easier for you to video market yourself on Facebook. Next, Why Facebook? Again, they have over 50,000 data points on each user, right? On average, they have 50,000 data points on people. So they have a lot of information about us. All right, so we're going to talk about some of the tools that you need, right? And you need some non-Facebook assets. You need a website, you need a landing page, privacy policy, and then you need a marketing budget. These are the tools that you need to run what we're going to talk about today: successful remarketing and retargeting. Lean on the audience. Are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat. I want to make sure I'm going at a decent tempo. Thank you. Appreciate that. Okay, so next, these are the actual, so the assets that we just looked at a little bit before, those were non-Facebook assets. Those are things that you need outside of Facebook, right? Outside of all social media, but all platforms, but we're talking about Facebook and social media today. Now, these are the assets that you need within Facebook, right? You need a business manager, Facebook page. You want to use the ad manager, and then you want to install the pixel, right? So, um, remember I said when we are like when I'm going through my presentations, some people might be like, "What are all of those things? I don't even know what that is." Well, I embedded links in here so you can come through a little bit later when you collect the slides, and you can click on these links yourself and click on each one of these things and set them up if you need to set them up, right? So next, the pixel. You want to install the pixel because the pixel allows your advertising to do better, right? The definition from Facebook: it's a piece of code for your website that lets you measure, optimize, and build audiences for your ad campaigns, right? So it really helps with remarketing, retargeting. We're going to see that a little bit later, and it really helps with you learning it really helps Facebook learn your audience so your ads can be much more effective. These are some quick tips to install the pixel. You install that pixel ASAP, install it in the header code, and it's going to vary with each site. But I do have a video on my YouTube where it shows you how to install it exactly on KV Core if you're using KV Core. So it varies with each vendor, but on KV Core it's pretty simple, and we can set that up. And if you can't figure that out, come to the social media mastermind. We'll help you install that, right? Sometimes we do workshops, and sometimes we take a little bit of time before and after to help you with individual specific problems that you may have in your business, or if you want assistance with something. All right, next, a lot of people when they get into Facebook advertising, they go straight to Facebook, and it's easy. It's an easy mistake to make because Facebook is actually to do this, but they go and they boost, right? And tonight we don't want to boost. We're going to talk about more specifically like the advanced ad manager. So just understand that boosting can work, but it's when you get into like paid advertising, you want to use the advanced ad manager because it allows you to do some more advanced things. Next, we're talking about social media. So within social media, a lot of times I have a friend and he always talks about like how people want to be Batman, right? They want to be successful, but they don't want to show their face. They don't want to be out there, right? And you can tell that by the amount of people that are so afraid to do like video marketing, right? Video marketing is paralyzing to some people and they want success. And you can have success without the video marketing. However, if you want to expedite your success, you want to establish video marketing into your business, right? Establish video marketing. Now, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because several studies have shown that the most important page on your website is the About Me and About Us page, right? And why is that the most important page? It's the most important page because people want to know who they're working with, right? They don't care about your brand or your company as much as you think. They care about you. They care about the individual, the people behind the brand, right? So people spend so much time on that page because they're researching who they're working with, not the company, not your fancy logos and your fancy slogans. They want to know who you are as an individual. And one of the ways, again, to emphasize and expedite that is video marketing. These are more assets for you to tap into. Some of them overlap the ones that I've shown you previously, but these are more assets. I got some image templates. I got the Facebook ad library in there, but you can click on these when you collect the slides and use them in your business. All right, so this is one of my favorite. I have not asked this question in a while, but this is one of my favorite things to ask, right? So I want to tap into the audience. I want to ask you some questions, and it's going to sound a little bit silly, but I want you to think about it because I want you to think about your customers the same way, right? So are we ready to proceed? Please type yes in the chat.
Sorry to ask this question while you're in your conference, but is there any way on the phone to be able to view the screen?
No, there's not. You got to come in live. So Now, the question that I have for you is, who here got married in the first date? Type yes and type in the chat. Let me know who got married on their first date. Oh, Lori, nice. Congrats. Oh no, no, everybody's saying no. I made a mistake. Nope, nope. Everybody's saying no. No, crazy. No, crazy. No, no, no. All right, I got another question. Who here is willing to get married on the first date? Thank you. I like to see these questions because I ask that question. Sometimes we make the assumption, right? Like somebody doing business with us, that's a big commitment. That's a big commitment, and we say no, but we expect our customers and prospects to say yes. And I just want us to like that's the basis of today. Like we have to understand that we need to think about our marketing the same way. These are large commitments that people have to make, and they need to get to know us, and we need to build a relationship in order for them to do business with us, right? Think about your marketing the same way. You must build relationships. All right, so let's talk about remarketing and retargeting. And now we're going to get a little bit technical, right? We're going to get a little bit technical. So, remarketing and retargeting. We're talking about the importance of following up with your leads, right? And we're going to talk about how you can do that in an automatic, logical way, right? In a logical way using the social media platforms. Specifically, we're talking about Facebook. So, type yes in the chat if you're ready to proceed, please. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you. All right, so personal, business, and professional accounts. That's first and foremost, right? Personal and personality, right? So I want you to understand that your personal account, you want to infuse as much you in all of your accounts. You want to infuse as much personality as you can. However, you're going to need to have a business and professional profile, right? And one of the things that I like to say is you use your personal account to drive your business account and your professional accounts, right? So you're going to post content to your professional accounts, but you're going to drive with your personal account, right? So a lot of times people, they're doing their advertising, they're doing their marketing on social media using only their personal accounts. And the detriment to that is that there's no tracking and true analytics on personal profiles, right? They're not business accounts. The benefit to business and professional accounts, even though they may not get as much interaction and as much engagement, the benefit is the analytics and the tracking that you get when you have a professional or a business account. So understand that you must, if you're going to be effective, if you're going to be a business, you want to establish a business account, a business page, a business profile. We're talking specifically about Facebook today, so it would be a Facebook business page, right? There is no better way. You ideally want to use both of these, right? You want to have the personal profile because you need to have the personal profile to even exist on social media, right? So some people, again, I'm talking about the hiding. Some people try to hide behind their company, their logos, and their branding. They try to hide, and you just simply can't, right? In order to exist at all, you need to have some kind of personal profile somehow, and people want to see you. So ideally, have a hybrid. All right, so remarketing and retargeting. We're going to talk about that, right? Defining remarketing and retargeting. So, what is it? Remarketing and retargeting, marketing and targeting a prospect, customer, or client that has already interacted with your business. So, remember, I like that. I like that too, Aaron. Secret agent. A lot of people try to be secret agent, and this business does not work that way. You got to put yourself out there. I appreciate you typing that in. So, back to remarketing, retargeting. That's one definition, right? Marketing and targeting a prospect, customer, or client that has already interacted with your business. The other definition, right? I'm trying to simplify this, right? Because it can seem complicated, but it's not. It's very logical. This, then that. This, then that. And you're going to see when we get more specific, when we get a little bit further down the line, right? So, second definition to kind of simplify, marketing and targeting a prospect, customer, or client. Again, right? So all remarketing and retargeting is showcasing your advertising more than one time, right? So if somebody knowing about your business, guess what? You need to follow up. So we make a huge mistake of following up in this industry, right? Of not following up. I apologize. Now, Remarketing and retargeting. We talked about remarketing and retargeting a little in the beginning, right? So remarketing and retargeting happens like after you've generated leads, you need to make sure you remarket and follow up, right? You need to make sure you follow up. So this part happens at the lead conversion phase. It happens at the lead conversion phase. And there you go, Aaron. I just dropped that link in there for you. So remarketing and retargeting allows you to remarket or retarget correctly, effectively, and systematically. Right? A key here is correctly, effectively, and systematically. This is why we need those business accounts, because these business accounts allows us to do this. It allows us to do this, even if, right, we want to be. Look, I can't afford something, Jerome. Well, look, maybe $5, $10, you put that in there, and then you can, so you're advertising to the people that are relevant several times. So we just did we did the Facebook ad from A to B, right? And remarketing, this is important to that, right? This is important to that. So this is one of the ways that you can do that. Fortune is in a follow up. You hear people say that all the time, but I promise you, it is important. It is important. Nobody does business on the first try. And we, as real estate professionals, we have to stop expecting people to do business on the first, second, third try, right? They used to say on average it would take 7 follow-ups. It's more even now because it's so much out there and the consumers are so much more empowered. Right, so we have to really find a way to add value, and one of the ways that we do that is remarketing, retargeting. Right, so we drop the ball after 1, 2, 3 tries. We got to be trying. We got to be following up and trying 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. I've heard some people say up to 21 times, and that can be exhausting. However, we can allow the marketing to do that for us. Right, so remarketing, retargeting. It sounds complicated, but it's very simple. It means you're targeting somebody that you targeted once again, or you're marketing to somebody that you marketed to once again. This is still part of your lead generation and your marketing. Now, so I talked about the importance of following up, right? And these are some statistics so you can see yourself like how much we drop the ball and how much people are not following up. Like follow up, persistent stats, right? 95% of all converted leads are reached by the 6th call attempt. And then I got the links in there, so you can see that 44% of salespeople give up after 1 follow-up attempt. Can you imagine how many people give up after the 3rd try? So we're giving up. We're not following up with these leads because we're expecting them to do business with us on the first try. There we go. A stat to prove it. 92% of salespeople give up after no sales on the 4th call. 60% of customers say no 4 times before they say yes. So we're really missing something here, right? We're not following up with these people. We're not following up enough. Well, we can follow up with the remarketing and retargeting, but these are some good stats for you to see. That it's like, is it the leads that's not working? Is it Google that's not working? Is it Facebook that's not working? Is it TikTok? All this stuff doesn't work, or is it us, right? And I'm a firm believer. I don't like to play victim about anything. All of my problems, right, are me, right? All of my problems come to me. So we are the problem, and we got to make sure we fix that problem, right? We got to be more consistent. 92% of salespeople give up after no sales on the first call. And they say, like the statistics said, that you got to follow up 6 or 7 times. So that's where the disconnect is. We're dropping the ball somewhere in between. This is another good stat. 50% of buyers choose a vendor that responds first, right? So I also see a problem that people don't follow up fast enough, right? Like we're spoiled. We're spoiled as a society. We want like instant results, and you can set up your systems and stuff so it can respond to them automatically. But something I want you to keep in mind is that people want to be we got that instant gratification thing. That's why the videos are short. That's why people really like TikTok right now and the short videos, because we want instant gratification. We want our stuff like now, like right away. And a lot of times I realize that people are not following up. They're not responding fast enough. These are all issues that we're having in our industry, and then we blame the lead source or we blame the market, and it's not really those things, right? What can we do to increase our possibility of having success? We can eliminate some of these things that are happening here. All right, so really quickly, I like to talk about the speed of technology, right? Technology is moving pretty fast, right? Moore's law. You see how fast we're growing here at EXP. I can't even think about the number. It's like it blow my mind. All right, we're up to like 76,000 agents or something like that. And the reason why it's growing so fast is because of technology, right? Moore's law, the perception that the number of transistors on a microchip doubles every 2 years, though the cost of computers is half. Another tenet of Moore's laws is that asserts that growth is exponential, right? So a good example is EXP. Like, we're growing exponentially, and it's because of technology. So we as professionals, we keep trying to run away from this technology, and we gotta use it. It's here to stay. It's not going anywhere, right? So is technology moving that fast? Yes. It's growing at more than 2 times the speed of Moore's laws. Is growing exponentially, right? And these are some, you can look at these graphs a little bit later, but this shows how fast technology is going, right? It's going really, really fast, and there's no way that you're going to survive if you're not adapting to the technology, right? It's scary, but we can adjust. There are some things that we can do. So, can you relate? This feels overwhelming. Feels like it's moving so fast. How do I catch up? You can't, right? You can't run from technology. You got to adapt and you got to adjust. We got to use this in our business or we're not going to have success. These are all like technology. So when we're talking about remarketing and retargeting, we're going to talk about algorithms, right? So escaping technology, we got computers, devices, servers. They all operate on algorithms, right? So today we're going to talk about algorithms. Algorithms are simply if this happens, then do this, and that's the whole basis of remarketing and retargeting, right? Please type in the chat if you are ready to proceed. I want to make sure you're all following me. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I'm keeping a good tempo because we got a lot to go through, and I also want to answer some questions too. So, all right, so technology, right? We're talking about conditional statements, right? And a conditional statement is like, we're talking about computer language now, right? And it sounds scary, but it's not. It can be broken down very logically. So a conditional statement is a set of rules performed if a certain condition is met. Let's simplify it, right? If then. Conditional statements are if then. If this, then that. If this happens, then do that. If a prospect does something, then we do something, right? So this is all the basis of remarketing and retargeting. If a prospect does something, then we do something. And let's go even more specific. If a prospect clicks on my ad, then we show them another ad. So this is the basis of remarketing, retargeting. We're using these statements to make our advertising more effective, right? Here we go. Even more specifically, if a prospect watched 75% of my video ad, then show them a lead form ad. If a prospect visited 3 pages on my website, then show them a video ad. These are all examples that we can use in our business. If a prospect clicked on my ad, then show them my follow-up ad. If a user did not complete the lead form, then show them an ad offering a discount. Right? We can use technology. Specifically, we're talking about Facebook to do this for us all automatically. Here we go in even more detail. If a prospect watched 75% of my how to buy a house in the next 90 days video, then show them my squeeze page. Right? So we got a lot of generic marketing out there that we're expecting to kind of work for us, and it's just not working. Like, we got to use technology. We got to start integrating some of this stuff, and we can break it down very simply, right? So remarketing and retargeting is this simple. If this happens, then do that. These are more examples, and you can take a screenshot of these. I'm not going to read them all out because I want to, move on. I want to move on, but these are all examples of what you can do in your business when you employ remarketing and retargeting, right? And you're gonna see more specifically what I'm talking about, right? Remarketing and retargeting becomes simple and easy with online advertising. So today we're talking about online and technology specifically, but you can even do this stuff offline, right? If somebody responds to my postcard, then send them postcard number 2. That's another example. That's an offline example. The whole basis here, we talked about technology, is you want to let technology do the work. And one of the cool things is if you set this thing up right the first time, you don't really have to do too much afterward. It's going to do the work for you. So let technology do the repetitive work, right? You think of the scenario, you set it in place, let technology work it out for you. You can build out one sequence and you can let it work for you automatically. Now, Remarketing and retargeting is synonymous with custom audiences within Facebook. So we're talking about Facebook specifically today, and we're talking about custom audiences in Facebook, right? So examples of custom audiences: people who have custom audiences are people who have already shown interest in your business or prospect, right? So everybody that has shown interest, we're going to remarket or retarget them possibly. Lookalike audiences. This is another variation of custom audiences. So they're going to build people. Facebook will take your custom audiences that you've built, and they will build similar audiences for you. They will build similar audiences for you, so you basically can never run out of prospects, right? We did in the social media mastermind, we did a Facebook ad, and for like literally like maybe $20 a day, we were getting hundreds of prospects driving to our website, right? And I'm going to show you some simple logic on how you can emphasize that those people that are going over to your website. Custom audiences. Why does this matter? It will free up your time. It's going to do the repetitive work for you. It's going to automate your lead conversion and your follow-up processes. Now, custom audience sources, right? So you have non-Meta / Facebook source, and then you have actual Theta / Facebook sources, right? So non-sources include like your website. So that's not something that Facebook owns, right? Another non-Facebook source is a customer list. So you might have a list somewhere, a newsletter list, a list that you bought from somewhere, a list of open house guests, a list of sellers that are behind on taxes. You can have different lists, and you can use those in your remarketing and your retargeting. And these are the other sources that are not really relevant to us, but just so you know, they're aware: app activity and offline activity. Now, the meta sources, right? So within Facebook, you have sources. You have video, you have lead forms, Facebook pages, Instagram account, events, and then you got these other ones. The ones that are crossed out are not really relevant to us right now. We're concerned about video, right? Because we can remarket and retarget with that. Lead forms, Facebook pages, Instagram accounts, and events. These are all sources. All of the ones without a cross through them, these are sources that we can use to influence and bring in leads to our business. So we're starting off with website examples. First, these are some use cases that you can do that you can remarket and retarget, right? So we went through some of it before, but we're being specific to websites here as a source, right? So if a prospect reads 2 blog posts on my website, then show them my ad about selling your house using a blog. Selling your house blog. I made a typo there or something, right? Another website example. If a prospect spends more than 10 minutes on my website, right? So you can see how specific we can target these people. If they spend more than 10 minutes on my website, then show them a lead form ad, right? These are more examples that you can use in your business. These are all specific to website, right? If a prospect visited my website in the last 30 days, then show them a holiday celebration video ad. And once you set this up, it does all of this automatically for you, right? And I understand that it can be a little bit overwhelming, but you set up one thing at a time. Our focus is one at a time. Customer list examples, right? So clients from the past, these are sellers on the tax delinquency list, email list. We talked about some of these examples before. Video engagement examples and use cases, right? So this one is really effective. This is one of the reasons why I drive video marketing. It's so important, right? So we can post videos, we can post open houses, we can post landing pages, we can post all of this stuff. But one of the really cool things about video marketing is that you can start to track how long people are watching and interacting with your video, right? So as an example, if you post a picture, you can only tell that somebody engaged or interaction with that video. That doesn't tell you how many seconds or they were on that picture or anything like that. When you do a video, guess what? It can tell you how long that person watched that video. And this is across just about all social media platforms when you start tapping into the professional and business profiles, right? So as an example, this is a use case. If people view 3 seconds, 10 seconds of your video, they view 15 seconds of your video, 25, 50, 75%. Like, people, you can remarket and retarget people based on all of this criteria. Next, these are lead form examples. So Facebook has lead forms embedded within it, right? If you're collecting leads, right? So you can target people, you can remarket and retarget them. Anybody who opened a lead form, you can target them. Anybody who opened the form but didn't submit the form, you can remarket, you can retarget them. Did submit a form, These are all use cases that you can use in your business, right? Those are some examples that you can use so you can start thinking about your marketing in different ways. So you're not just saying, hey, come do business with me. You're gauging interest and making your Facebook targeting or your any of your targeting more specific and more effective because you're targeting people that have shown interest in what it is that you're doing. And a lot of times we're like, oh my, we don't know what's going on. We don't know who's interacting with our posts because we're using those personal profiles. When you start using your business profiles, it makes things a lot easier to track and it makes your advertising more effective. So this is why you want to establish those business and professional accounts in your marketing, right? Because it's going to really help level up your remarketing and your retargeting. Now, Facebook pages, most of us know what these are, but you can remarket and retarget people based on your Facebook pages. So you may have invited a bunch of people to your Facebook page that you suspect may want to buy a house, right? So you can target only those people, right? Sometimes people say, Jerome, I never see your ads. Well, you're not my customer. So you're not supposed to see my ad. I run my ads to specific people that have specific interests in what it is that I'm doing, what I'm offering, right? So quick example, quick tip for you is try not to, for your Facebook business page, right? I know we're trying to build the audience around that page, but try not to invite family and friends to your page, right? Because one of the things that Facebook does is they begin to create an audience for you, and that the audience bases the audience that it creates takes the information that you've already given it. So if you build a page around friends and family, yeah, other realtors too, exactly. If you build the pages around those things, Facebook is going to go find you more audiences and more people like that. And that's not the people that you want. You want people that want to buy or sell a house with you. So keep that in mind when you're building up your Facebook page. Stop inviting people that you know, right? Stop inviting family and friends. Invite people that are likely to want to do business with you. These are more Facebook page case examples, people that engage with your page, anyone that visited your page, right? So a lot of times we post and we share stuff and we don't know what's going on. Well, if somebody's visiting your page, guess what? You can remarket and you can retarget them. And you can, the way you know that they're doing that is by using the Facebook business and professional profiles, right? These are more. So you might run an ad. You can retarget and remarket people that engage with a post or ad on your business page. So these are just examples and use cases. And on my YouTube page, I have more specific, right? I understand some people are like, how do I apply this stuff? On the YouTube page, there are more specific videos and more specific workshops on how to do some of this stuff exactly, right? These are other examples. If somebody clicked on a specific call to action, if somebody's clicking on a call to action button, they're ready to do something, right? So you can remarket and retarget those people specifically, right? And remember, we talked about those lead generation phases, like from top to bottom. I forgot to emphasize, but at the top, we get a lot of leads, but then in the middle, some of the leads start popping out. And then the further you go down, the less leads you have, but the more potent the marketing is, and the more likely they are to take you up on your offer, right? So this is an example, like they're clicking on a call to action button, and there's not going to be a lot of people clicking on that call to action button, but the people clicking on your call to action button in this example are ready to do business, right? They're almost there at the finish line. You can remarket and retarget people that send a message to your page. You can remarket and retarget people that save your page or posts. These are all examples that you want to use and be using in your business. Instagram examples. So everything that we just went through with Facebook, like likes, engagement, visits, it's the same thing with Instagram. So this is one of the reasons why I tell people don't worry too much about Instagram, because all you have to do is hit that checkbox and you're right over on Instagram. So more use cases, which you already saw. This is just Instagram. Next, events, right? So some agents run like open houses or, workshops where they do, like educational workshops. You can remarket and retarget people based on those, right? So as an example, you're running a workshop on how to boost your credit to buy a house, right? You can start to remarket and retarget the people that were going or interested in the event that you put on your page, right? You can respond to people specifically that said they're going, right? As an example, hey, you're going. Guess what? I just came up with, I don't know, I'm going to give you donuts or something like that. And you can tell them through the ad. These are just some examples, right? The examples are endless that you can do. And I'm sure some of you can think of like, okay, this is what I'm going to integrate. I'm going to start doing this. So these are all of the examples for events. These are more examples for events, right? People that have engaged, people that have abandoned the the ticket purchase flow, right? Somebody was interested and they abandoned the flow. Well, maybe we run a special and give them some kind of discount, or maybe we offer them some kind of incentive based on what they've done, right? If they abandoned the workflow, right? So remember, we talked if this then that. If they abandoned the workflow, then show them that I'm going to give them a free ebook when they attend the workshop. That's just another example. All right, so conclusion. What you have just learned, right? You learned there are 3 phases of marketing. The 3 phases are lead generation, lead conversion, and then the last phase is retention and referrals. We talked and we dove deeply into remarketing and retargeting, right? Remarketing and retargeting are important to your marketing process, and this is where a lot of us drop the ball, right? Again, that book it should be free, and if it's not free, it's 99 cents, and it goes into even more detail on how you can employ some of this stuff in your business, right? Those are the 3 phases. Ease the burden and the monotony of your marketing, right? So marketing can be exhausting. I've worked with a lot of clients and even colleagues. They're like, I'm tired. This stuff is not working. I got to make an ad every other day. I got to make a video every other day, right? No, you don't. You use technology, right? Use technology and custom audiences. So you make that one video or that one post and you let that run for you constantly and automatically, right? That's how you do it. So you can stop exhausting yourself. Stop exhausting yourself. Let technology do the work for you. So just a quick example, I have a video that has been working for me for 3 years. I made that video 3 years ago and it's still the same video that's still working because I'm using the technology to let it show that video to other people for me, right? So do the same thing in your business. Now, I appreciate you. I thank you all. This is my contact information if you want to get in touch with me, right? This is my contact information. That's my phone number, email address, blah, blah, blah. Giveaways, right? So these slides, Alex, are we doing a survey, Alex?
Hey, I do have one specifically for this classroom. Let me grab it and I'll cast it in the room here.
Okay. All right, for the giveaway, you have to give Alex some honest feedback, right? We're not looking for positive. We want complete honesty, right? Give that complete honesty and we will, I'll send me a message on Workplace. You must do it within the next hour because I can't be up all night sending out the slides. So take that survey, send that honest feedback, and then message me on Workplace and I'll send the slides to you. Questions. Let's open up for questions. Wait, let's give 2 minutes for you to complete that survey and then we'll open up for questions. When you're ready to proceed, I need at least 50% of people to say yes, but that survey is important. I need feedback. I really appreciate feedback. So please type yes when you're ready. I always ask for feedback so we can improve our classes, improve the presentation. So please be completely honest. All right, I think we're about. Alex, could you repost the survey, please?
I'm adding it to the chat. It should still be up. They may have closed it out on their end.
Okay.
Yeah, so let me put it in the chat.
Simone, are you coming on board to EXP anytime soon? Because we gotta keep some stuff exclusive to us, right? We can't give everything away. That's part of being the family. All right, so I'm ready for questions. Let's open up for questions. Who has questions and how can I help you?
Hi, I had a question.
Yes.
This is Michelle. I know you said that on Facebook we need to have a business page and a personal page, and I understood those reasons. But what about Instagram? Instagram is more easy. As in, can I blend my business page to my personal page, or do you recommend just creating a whole Instagram for your business and plug it into your personal?
So you
Because
can
with reels are really popular on Instagram and they don't cross over to Facebook
they do
anyways.
they do,
Oh, they
but
do?
yes, they do. And I think
Okay.
that's kind of new. But here's
Okay.
what I would do on Instagram. I would Facebook owns Instagram. On your Instagram, you can change your profile to either a business
Yeah.
profile or a brand profile. I would do either of those. I would probably do a business profile, and you should be fine doing that, right? And when you
So
do
just
all of that, it's going to create like back end accounts on Facebook anyway, because it's like the same
right.
thing. So that's how I would
I've
approach it.
already done that. I've already transitioned my personal one to my business,
Okay.
but I just, if that was a good idea because I'll be mixing my personal friends and my personal family to my business. Would that, that was my question. I wasn't sure if I should make it a personal, if I should just leave my personal one as is and then make my business IG, which is strictly
Yeah,
with
I
the people
would.
that I'm
I
trying to
understand where you're
connect.
coming from because of based on the information that we hear today. But so
Mm,
I kind of never want people to start new, right? So we didn't know and we can't
right.
start
Okay.
new. And then when we go into like what we're talking about today, like remarketing, retargeting, and stuff like that, we can be
Right.
very specific, like only target people within the last 30 days or 90 days, or we can do stuff like that where we don't remarket and retarget friends and family. But because friends and family kind of know you, um I don't think it's a big deal. The big deal is when we go and we invite all of these people to our business page in a way that will likely never do business with us. It's one thing if they were already there. So the example
Okay.
that I gave is when people go and they create a brand new account, then they start inviting all those people over to that brand new account. It's one thing when people are already on your personal account and you switch it over. It's another thing when you start inviting those people to support, mom and dad and cousin,
I
and they
see.
never,
I see.
yeah,
Okay.
yep,
So just keep, okay. It's easier to
yes.
transition.
Yes, and
Okay.
so questions. It's hard for me to
Yeah.
read the chat. If you have a question, I'm going to prioritize the people that speak up. So if you have a question, feel free to open up your microphone.
Hi, Jerome. This is Simone. I
Hi,
do have a
Simone.
question.
Yes.
Hi. You had mentioned during your presentation that there was a video that you used 3 years that's been working for you. Would you be interested in sharing that video information so we can all just take a look at it?
Yeah, I can share that. Um, I'll put it in the slide. It's a couple of slides. I do like a few presentations. I'll put it in a slide, and you can get it that way. So I'll do that like right now. And it's actually like three of them. They're really short videos, and they've been working very well. So I just keep them in there because they work. So I will put those in the slides, and whenever you collect the slide presentation, you can just hit on those videos.
And then the second part of my question is because I don't
Not
have an
not 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 only one question. No,
ES.
go ahead. I'm joking.
I am onboarding, so I'm still waiting for certain documents to be completed. But is there a way for me to get the information, the slides that you presented, but I don't have an EXP email address
You
as of
coming on
yet?
board for sure?
Oh yeah, if the broker forms have already been signed, I think I have about 3 more steps. I'm
All
in
right.
there.
Um.
Everything.
Yeah. Just email me right here. Can you see it on the
Okay,
screen? Yeah.
I
Email me and
do.
I'll take care of it.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And I added those videos. When you collect the slides, they'll be at the end. But just really quickly to see the screen, like you can see, these are the examples. These are the videos. And when you click on them, you will see. Actually, I don't know if you can hear. Let me see. Can you hear this? Can you hear?
Benefit of selling me your house is one, I can close.
No. No, okay, but they're in there. So when you collect the slides, you'll get those examples. Those are the three examples. And just so you see, I'll just mute it. Just so you see the example, like it's really just me just standing there talking, right? So people expect this high quality, flashy stuff to happen and take place on their videos, and it's just not necessary. It's not necessary. It can help, but it's not necessary for you to have success, right? So those examples are there for you. I got three of them in there, and they've been running for 3 years. 3 years. I'm gonna put my book in the chat one more time. If I see some people say they didn't get it. Um, who else has questions? I see a lot of questions, but I can't read them all. So if you have a question, open up your mic.
Hi,
Man, that pink
Jerome.
shirt
Thank
sure
you so
looked
much.
very tight, man. Could you breathe okay in that pink shirt? Looked good on you, though.
No, it wasn't tight. I could breathe. I'm fine.
Okay, Jerome, this is Gavon Gill. I
Yes.
have a question
Yes.
regarding the IFTTT.
Yes.
Are examples of that in the book?
What do you mean?
Are there examples of that in the book to show us what to, post, that will get a response, and then when it doesn't get a response, then we can, it'll send something else or something like that. How?
Those are not in the book per se, but there's a resource for you to go get them in some of the presentations that shows you how to do it, and you can also use this, like the slides here today, to come up with that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes.
Shirley James here. I have a question for you. Is there any place that we could take this class again?
Come to the social media mastermind, and I may be setting up I might do it next month again. So I have done this in the social media mastermind before. I don't have any immediate plans, but I could probably do that as other people are interested.
I would love to.
We have that class every Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We do this and some other things. This was kind of a level, like this was kind of after Facebook ads. So we did like a really basic Facebook ads in the social media mastermind. And this is a level 2. And I also wanted to, just talk about the book a little bit and why I created the book and how important it is for us to remarket and retarget and follow up with people. So.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, once you join EXP, man, once you're in, I mean, there are so many different opportunities. There are folks that will teach you the ropes and a lot of things about the social things where you can advertise, video content, all of that. That's what I love about our company. So anyway, I'm about a year in, but man, I love our online training and the opportunities we have. So thanks again, Jerome.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you.
Tonight, man.
Who else has questions?
Hello, Jerome. Hello, Jerome.
Hi.
My name is Florence.
Hi, Florence.
I'm still on my own, but I'm good. Thank you for what you're doing for us.
You're welcome.
I'm still on my own, but I don't know how to set the video.
Gary, could you please mute?
Hello?
Gary, please mute. Yeah. How can I help you? You want to learn how to do a video? Is what you're saying?
Yes, how to set the video. Yes.
How to send it?
Set it on my own.
Well, one, I'm going to always, for the most part, some of this stuff can be a little bit complicated, or different people have different systems and different, social media platforms. What I'm going to recommend is, do you have the video created already? If you don't have the video created already, that's step 1, right? So step 1 is create the video. Once you create the video, you can contact me on Workplace, or you can come to the social media mastermind and I can show you how to share that video and do what you want to do with it. But create the video, because that is a hard process, right? That's a hard process for a lot of people to do. They can't even actually create the video because of mental blocks. So create that video first, and then to get it uploaded is really easy, and I can show you how to do that. But it's going to vary depending on what kind of system or what kind of program that you're trying to use. But it's pretty easy. If that's too much, you don't want to do any of that, what I would recommend is just go live. Go live in your videos, and it'll post automatically for you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yes. Other questions?
Jerome.
Yes.
Yes, please, Jerome. This is Angelo Gant. I'm new to EXP, but my question is, I don't currently have a Facebook account. When I create an account, what should that account be? Should it be personal or business?
Well, in order to, could you mute? You got some background noise. So in order to exist on Facebook at all, you need to create a personal account. So that's step one, create a personal account. And then once you create your personal account, then you create your business account. It's very similar to like starting a business with no person. You can't do that in the real world, and you can't really do that on Facebook either. So you need to have some person create the account, which will be you, and then you go create that business.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions before we go?
Hello, good evening. I have one question.
Yes.
I'm coming in from a different brokerage. I just started with EXP as of, I guess, Wednesday or
You've been
Thursday,
missing
and I
out.
already
You've been
have,
missing out.
I know, trust me, I know. But I have a Facebook, and I have I believe a personal business account page. I have a page. So what my question is how do I try to brand it for EXP? Because it was branded for the other brokerage, so I had to take everything down. And so it's like I'm starting fresh.
Ooh, that's a tough one, and I would have to see your account, but I would have to see your account. But essentially, what you would do is I would just start posting about your current brand. So whatever your current
Okay.
brand is, you start posting about that and change the information, and just let the old stuff get old is all. So I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So
think even I might not even have to see it. I would just start posting. I would change, like if you're changing the name, change it to what you are now. Basically, update it. You don't need to do anything fancy other than I switched over, so I'm switching everything over, and that's okay.
yeah, because I think I'm doing it right. Because for my backdrop, I just have like the EXP logo and then my face on it, and that's pretty much it for right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Just make sure it's recent and updated. Yeah, it's okay. People switch brokers all the time. You found
Okay.
home now. You should be good.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Jerome, I just wanted to basically echo
Sabrina,
what you
hi.
just said on that. Hey, how you doing?
I'm all right. I know
I just
you.
wanted to say
I know
I know
you.
you too.
Yeah.
And you do great. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate you too.
So when I switched, I didn't delete any of my old stuff and I didn't do a new page. It, really gives you some credibility and people get to see what you've done in the past because they do look. So don't make it look like you're trying to hide anything. Just reintroduce yourself and who you're with now and move forward.
Thank you for sharing that. I agree 100%. So
Thank you so much.
You're welcome and welcome.
all right. Any other questions before we go? I can wait another.
Now,
Yes.
don't you have to get all this approved?
Get what approved?
Advertising.
It depends. Bye, Alex. I don't know what you mean. No, not really. Like you just
No,
have to
just
make sure
do
you
it.
don't violate
Jump in
any
there.
law, anything.
Brand yourself. Do it. Get out there.
Okay.
Any other questions before we head out? No questions. All right. As long as you left feedback on the EXP, you message me on Workplace and I'll send the slides over to you. Other than that, I think we're gonna go. If nobody has any other questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you.